That isn't the reason I picked it. I didn't know you were going to ask that. Hellbent for Leather is about a being or a guy that's faster than everyone else, you know, and you can either relate that to a motorbike or just a person, the way he leads his life, you know, not to say we're encouraging anybody to go out and do bad things, but just a person that lives on the edge. But Bob, through the years, has always used a bike on stage, and it was actually the track that instigated the use of the bike. Probably patting ourselves on the back a little bit. Priest instigated the leather image a number of years back, particularly Rob. And I think Hellbent for Leather is a very short, stocky song, fast and furious, and depicted very well in this video clip from
Ladies and gentlemen, tonight we have the fabulous L.A. Guns.
When I go see a band live, or even if it's like a taping of a live show, I like to look at who I want to look like. I don't want to have to be forced to like look at everybody like all the time. Like, you know, you have to like, you're going crazy, going just focusing on this guy. I want to see what he's doing. You know what I mean? I have a problem with that, you know, and some of all the videos between like our Sex Action video and like the Electric Gypsy video and this new video I thought was cool, but I had a problem with all the ones in between because they were all quick edit videos, and it's like never focused on us. And I think we're pretty interesting looking, you know. We got tattoos and we got, you know, our hair is all dumb looking and stuff, you know. So it's like that needs to be focused in on this band. I've been walking in my Roses, you know, people are just like, you know, like, well, why did you leave that band? You know, why did you do this? Well, nobody ever knew they were going to sell 8 million records, man. You know what I mean? And the fact, you know, I actually knew those people. Those were my friends, and we had falling out and, you know, things like that, you know, you just, you know, everybody's human. You know what I mean? And everything, you know, has its own twists and turns and stuff. But yeah, people are really interested in background, you know, and like what it was like to work with these people and how do you like working with the new people and stuff like that, you know. And for me personally, I mean, I'm going to be 24 next week, and it's like, you know, when I was playing in Guns N' Roses and stuff, I was like 19 years old. You know, I didn't know what I was going to do, you know. I mean, I feel that like in the last 2 years, I really got a good hold on what I want to do musically. You know what I mean? It's kind of tough being, you know, being professional that young and like being expected all the time to like have the right answer. Like, this is why I do this, you know. I don't know. The very first one I got was this little heart with a guitar on it. And if you notice, the guitar is left-handed, so I f***ed up. And it just kind of grew. I got that, and when Randy Rhoads died, I got this blue rose. You know, when my cousin died, I got this purple rose over here. And this girl bought me this for my name for my birthday. And then all of a sudden, I woke up one day and went, "Ow! Ow! It hurts!"
Chicks, man, sign my shit. So you sign it, and like you see them 6 months later, and they've had it tattooed. They've had the autograph tattooed on breasts and legs and stuff. So that's kind of a weird thing to do.
That's pretty wild.
Would you do that if a chick brought in a
It's been done. We've done it.
Why you gotta be such a dictator? You don't care about how I feel. Why you always gotta be spinning your wheels?
I've tattooed everywhere.
Has somebody ever had their tattooed?
Yeah. Yeah. Tattooed a girl's lips one time. Wrote pull tab on the inside of each one.
Oh.
Which lips were those?
Well, they weren't the ones she was speaking of.
Last night. What was up? It was like the night before. Well, they asked us to go jam at this club, the China Club. And when I got there, Entwistle's doing My Generation. So I was like, see ya. You know, I don't think I want to play today, man. You know? All the best like musicians in the world just looking at him and, you know, yeah, I'm gonna go up there and like up honky tonk women, okay? So, I don't know. So I just got shit faced and depressed and, you know. You feeling better?
It's good. I'm glad to hear it. It seems like the closer to a bone, the more it hurts.
The best thing to do is get them where you want them because you're going to survive it anywhere.
Right.
You know.
There we go, right? We brought these little guys to life, you know, their faces and stuff, you know. Considering it was done like in 1942, it's like, it was about time that it was brought up to date a bit.
Sorry about the noise in the background, but at the Hammer Studio in London, we're getting ready to do some sound checking, so there's lots of noise.
Greenhouse effect is about the burning of rainforests in South America, and if they continue to burn all the rainforests, then there's going to be no more air for anybody to breathe.
Scientists, whatever, you know, they know what's going to happen, but yet they're still letting them get rid of the forest, you know, and they know what's going to happen, but still, it's
not
happening,
really up to
you know.
scientists.
But if people know, everybody knows what's going to happen about it.
That affects
but
everything.
still, they still want to destroy it, you know.
These people are talking about it, though, you know, trying to make people aware of what's going on.
But it affects music fans too.
We're Hollandale, Florida. This club called Button South. Right in the middle, because one of the security guys grabbed one of the kids out of the front row and drug him across the stage, and he came bumping Eric and his guitar and walked right through like we weren't even playing, you know. And he walked over and knocked over all Greg's basses in the back, throwing this kid out. You know? So the crowd got all upset because they made us stop, and one of the kids threw a bottle up at the security guy, you know, so he grabbed the bottle and he turned back in the crowd, threw it right back into the crowd. And right then the crowd just went off, and a riot squad showed up, and 60 police officers, the whole force came down, and they escorted us right out of town, you know, right until we got all the way out of town. We're like, wow, you know, I think it's the first and last show that ever happened. just gotten in the band, you know, not too long before that, and I thought, you know, let's go get a tattoo. I had this idea, and I had a few extra dollars. So I'll pay for them. Let's go. And it was all thought about it. Yeah, let's go get tattoos. So next you know, we all jumped in my car and we all went down there and got them. I got mine right here. Tattoos was all kind of a bond thing for us as a band.
Social justice in the man. Smoke fills the air. Into the atmosphere. Now it's time to stay. A cycle of a tragedy. It leads us on.
Backstreet Preach to us is like, don't let other people manipulate you into doing what they want to hear or what they want you to do, what they expect from you. You know, do what you believe in, you know, what you feel right doing. And it fit kind of Backstreet Preach, you know, it's like a statue that's been there through, you know, all weather, storms, and it's still standing there strong, and you know.
To breathe again, to stop the man who's closing in. What will we do when all is lost? Environmental holocaust. Our only hope to breathe again, to stop the man who's closing in. What will we do when all is lost? Environmental holocaust.
Hey! What a surprise! Hey, my buddy! How you doing, Sam?
I'm alright.
Sam Yaffa, my dear blood brother.
Trick or treat.
Santa Claus, trick or treat.
Present for you, man.
Thank you. Wow.
Get out, Jake. Get out.
My best buddy here. All right. Well, you gotta take this out or what? Trick or treat. What you got there, man? It's a very
Nice
sick
stuff, man.
All right. My hero, Little Richard.
Yeah.
Woo!
Good book,
This is
man.
great. Oh, yeah. Is this all for me?
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
The Quasar of
The
Rock.
Quasar of Rock. Yeah. Little Richard is king. Mick Jagger said Little Richard is king. What? What's this? Marilyn! Whoa, whoa.
Get out.
Double bubble. Ah, she was the coolest. She was the coolest, yeah.
Pretty, Hey, does she go?
Hey,
she go? Does she just
say
go?
them
You know
all.
what I mean?
Say them all. Nuts, 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 nuts. Say them all. Say no more.
Boy, that's enough.
All right. This is great. But it's like Christmas. Well, I guess it's Christmas, even though I see palm trees outside. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Hanoi rocks. All right, all right.
Wow, who's that?
This is great. Who's this? Who's this guy? This is great. The first time, everybody go out and buy these, you know, these, collect the whole series. It's all number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, you know?
Come in different colors, too.
Different colors each, yeah, right?
Uh-huh.
Different color vinyl, right?
Yellow and green and red and blue.
This is the first ever Hanoi Rocks album. Banjo Chucks, Saginaw Shakes, Hanoi Rocks.
Almost 10 years ago, man.
10 years ago, that's right.
Yeah.
10 years ago. Serious stuff. It was good. It was fun making it. Don't you sometimes feel like this? When we go to... Oh, yeah, right? I love this cover. It's like when you're in Japan, right?
Yeah.
Mikey, Sammy, take a picture. And look how the guys feel. Look at that macabre. Oh, this is good.
Look at this, man.
Yeah.
Six it all.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Look at that. What a great band.
Great.
One
This
of the
man
truly
is one. Of,
historic rock and roll band.
yeah, best bands ever. One of the best bands, most underrated band I know now. Also, my new album, Not Faking It. The title track is originally a Nazareth song, which I redid and rearranged, and they're one of my favorite bands of all time. Hey, I know it is. All right. Bang zoom to the moon. Oh, I love this. Yo, it's too much.
One of these days.
Pow! Right in the kiss. Yeah, check it out. This is my favorite TV series, The Honeymooners. I love it. I love it. Thank you so much. Oh, what a surprise!
It is a lovely thing to live with courage and to die leaving behind an everlasting renown.
Being an banshee from way back and having people finally like, you know, go, yeah, here's like high technology to like, you know, do your weirdness with.
Everywhere, around the world, everywhere, around each nation, smoke screen, the spiral rule, hell, television Caesar.
Music to me is a big film, you know, a giant movie, and it's kind of like, you know, it's brutality, or it's this or that, or it's too much of, is it, you know, violence? It's just a movie. It's like the news. It's like, you know, straight off the news. We'll do the song TV Caesar, for instance. I just turn the radio on 2 channels, and then turn the news on at about 3 in the morning here, and put put 2 channels of radio, and put 2 channels of television, and just turn the channels, and did it 4 times through the song, right? And stuff hit that you wouldn't believe. You know, we didn't plan it being there. It works.
Asians returning, we have a fine time sacrificing this world, and you and I again, turning a new road, and here with all my friends, we're fighting the flesh again, yeah, in our modern world, we roll, as modern as it's ever been.
We're also spun and force-fed and fantasized. You know, it's kind of, you know, the big, like, don't do this is like, yeah, right. We hate authority, so whatever we're told not to do, we do. We do it feverishly. We do it with a big grin.
I can rule. At all costs, I can rule. That's what to do.
Take these words with you and use them for what they were. Alexander is many things. His logic and his dream. He's warrior and he's poet. He's man and he's spirit. He's your son, but he's also her. Believes himself to be
Television Caesar. It's kind of like, you know, Pat Robertson and Ronald Reagan and Idi Amin and who knows who else, Hitler and Kennedy and I don't know, you know, those kind of Tiny Tim, all those kind of people. Really good rock and roll there should be music in it. Just kind of underneath, you know. If you can't like hear it in the supermarket in 10 years, what's it worth?
After we felt the explosion hit the airplane.
Seems to me the Russians are moving closer to like the Western consciousness and you know the present president and the boys are going towards like taking our guns away and our freedoms and trying to fool us into thinking that you know that everything's really okay, you know, and they're not the scumbag dope dealers that, you know, sell crack to ghettos. I mean, who's kidding ourselves, you know?
Beyond what we had expected, because we saw this cloud of oily dust and debris below us with this tremendous mushroom on top. Beneath that was hidden the ruins of the city of Hiroshima.
A short time ago, an American airplane dropped one bomb on Hiroshima.
Okay.
This was listening.
UN officials say the genuine case offers Christiani a good opportunity to clean.
So many of the people working in government. Concrete is basically a family of 5 companies. We have a marketing company, independent marketing company, a management company that manages bands like Fates Warning and Princess Pang and Metal Church, amongst others. We also have a magazine called Foundations. We have the Foundations Forum, which is the only hard rock heavy metal convention that we do each year out in California, in Los Angeles. And we also have Retelevision, which is a video compilation tape which is used for in-store play and for clubs. Basically, we're hired mainly by record companies to work with different types of bands. Our forte, what we've really made our name on, is heavy metal and hard rock bands. And when we started off, the first bands we ever worked were Armored Saint and Anthrax. We've also worked bands like Ozzy Osbourne, Iron Maiden, Judas Priest. It's the first Guns N' Roses record. Britney Fox, Babylon AD, Dangerous Toys, Skid Row. LA Guns, Overkill, Nuclear Assault, Testament, Megadeth, Sabotage, Alice Cooper, Fifth Angel, Ace Frehley, Law and Order, Kiss, Great White, Warrant, Metallica, Suicidal Tendencies, King's X, Faith No More, Aerosmith. We've established ourselves as being in the center of the heavy metal hard rock lifestyle.
Concrete for us are like our bloodline, because for the sort of music that I work with, it's pretty hard to monitor it through the usual channels at a record company, because they're just not set up to deal with the street the way Concrete are. It's always a buzz to talk to everyone here, because they know about everything that's going on.
Foundations Forum, we're in our 3rd year. It's the only hard rock heavy metal convention that exists entirely for hard rock and heavy metal.
We manage Metal Church, McAlpine, which features Tony McAlpine, Pantera, it's a band from Dallas, Texas, and Barfly, which is Nick Bocott, he used to be Grim Reaper. And then we have a new band from Long Island called Lone Wolf.
This is where I come to get the tapes I want to listen to, because Concrete market anything that's worth marketing, he says. Putting a huge plug in there. Yeah, if the band's worth anything, Concrete worth it, so I get my choice of tapes and it doesn't cost me anything. Should I say that?
Management is coordination and coercion in a lot of ways. Getting the record company to know everything that the band is doing, getting all the various parts of the record company to know what the rest of the parts of the record company are doing, and wherever possible get them to do what you think they should be doing, all for the betterment of the band. A lot of it is chasing deals, getting a publishing deal, the best publishing deal for the bands, songwriting, getting the best merchandising deal, then making sure those people are doing their job. So the first thing you need in a manager is someone who believes in you. Whether he believes in you because he thinks he can get rich off it, or because he really believes in what you're doing musically, that depends on what your needs are. It really should be a little bit of both. On the other hand, when you're dealing with somebody who's a small, who's not really a professional manager, it would also be wise not to get yourself locked into a long-term contract with these guys.
Bands have a tendency not to know what music publishing is. When bands call us up and say we're looking for that killer song that gets us that record deal, or that killer song that gets us some AOR attention, or a single, or a track that MTV can get their heads into. Perhaps we can supply that song for them if they don't have it themselves. Look at music publishing as another way to get in the door to the record business.
You just get so removed from the street. And also artists do as well. The bigger you get, the more removed you get. And these people are out there, 24 hours a day, and we're not anymore, and they are direct from those kids.
Two, 1, 2, 3, and we're Bang Tango! And you're watching Hard and Heavy. We're here in SIR Studios right now, currently in pre-production to go back out on tour. We're having a good time. I'm teaching my guitar players how to play guitar. We love to hear the bass and drums like hit you in the chest and chop the guitars up. I've got like a really different type of voice, I think. I go from one low thing to this incredible high type, screeching voice, and anything in between. There's no bars on us. We'll go for anything. I think that separates us. We're not a safe band.
I don't ever go one day with one style of music. It's like one day it'll be the Chili Peppers, next day it'll be Black Sabbath, the next day it'll be Julian Chestnut. So, but that comes from just wanting to do something different with rock band.
California dude is like just like in Hawaii, aloha means hello and goodbye. Well, over in California, it's the same thing. It's like, you see a friend of yours and he shows up, dude, what's up, dude? And then he leaves. All right, dude. Okay, dude. Or if he screws up or something, oh, dude. or if you're alone at night in your own apartment and you hear somebody creeping in your door and it's, dude.
Bring it on the attack of life. Bring it on tonight. Bring it on the attack of life. Bring it on tonight. Bring it on the attack of life. Bring it on tonight.
We shot Italian Vogue for Vogue magazine. They picked us out because of our video, and I guess it's a fashion or something. Look at the band. And they asked us, would you do Italian Vogue? There's about 20 Vogue models that really wanted to be with us bad. I'm sitting here, I was thinking the other day, this is only Psycho Cafe. This is like, we've got umpteen albums to go, We're going to continue to make albums and albums and albums. And I feel like each album is a kid. Like we just had a kid. This is Psycho Cafe. This is our kid. And we're trying to make our kid grow up and be, safe and make sure it happens, And that's the way it's been. It's like sending a rocket to the moon. And we're not even finished yet. We haven't reached the moon yet. We went around a giant circle, We've done the business stuff and we've dealt with all these people and everything else. When it comes down to it, we just want to rock and roll, We just want to play our music and create stuff and be artists, Well put. the band would like to say hi to all our kids across the country.
Oh, God. Dude.
That was love.
Dude.
I'm just going to practice for a second.
Not quite right.
Not quite right, no.
That's better. Yeah.
That's better, yeah.
How do you feel right now?
Let me take it back a bit.
How does it feel to
Back one.
be low? How do you feel?
A bit washed out in reverb.
Tell me, yeah. Hey, angel, what's your situation? Hey, angel.
Too much guitar? Take the guitar back a little bit.
I
feel like I'm actually doing my job in here. What is this? 1989. I was in the very first Hard and Heavy, and 1 year later, in 1990, here I am again. And we're at a place called Granny's. We're in Reno, Nevada. Looks a bit not like Reno, I guess, because there are no slot machines, but this actually is a giant slot machine. This is where we gamble our future. Don, why don't you just start it for me from the beginning, if you would?
How do you feel right now? How does it feel to be alone? How do you feel right now? Tell me. Hey, angel, what's your situation? Hey, angel.
We've been in the studio here for just about 4 weeks. We plan on being here for 6 weeks. We'll be finishing in about a week and a half. Then taking this product to England to mix it. For those of you who don't know what mixing is, we put all the pieces together when we mix it. We make it sound even better than it started out with.
Where would you be right now? Waiting to chase your next tomorrow. Where would you be right now? Tell me.
We have all new players. We have a great young guitar player. We have a drummer that we've used on this album that has been a friend of mine for a long, long time. Simon Wright. He's the drummer with AC/DC. Simon has really brought us back down to earth. We're playing a lot more basic rock and roll. Other faces, new bass player. Teddy Cook on bass, and Jens Johansson on keyboards. Rowan Robertson is our guitar player. Rowan joined us when he was 17 years old. He's now an old codger of 18, and it shows, I think. He's just a great player. He's the best I've ever worked with.
Hey, angel, got a complication. Hey, angel, oh, angel, you are my angel.
In changing all the people around, we found that the writing even got stronger. It became more pleasant to do it because there were new ideas coming from places that we've used. There were too many cobwebs before. Once you get stuck into doing it one way, you continue to do it for years and years and years. That's why the beauty of having these new people to do it with. We've written 12 songs for this LP.
I got to be in the band by originally sending a tape from England, which my friend, persuaded me to send. I didn't really want to send it because I figured, I was only 17, well, 16 when I made the tape. And about 6 months later or something, Wendy just phoned me up one evening at 8 o'clock and asked me how I'd feel playing in front of 20,000 people.
It sounds to me like you're living the American dream to me.
More just any dream. I mean, fairy tale, really, what happened. It's unbelievable. If you give some time and devotion to something, and it's what you really, really want, it's however bad you want something, then I'm sure you can get it if you really want it.
But the hard part and the grind of it is that year after year after year, you have to do the same thing. You have to write, you have to go in and record, and then tour. No time for a personal life. No time for anything but the single-mindedness of writing, recording, and touring. We've been talking about going straight to Britain and Europe to do 2 or 3 or 4 weeks perhaps of introductory playing there, and then coming back to America and doing our usual 3 to 4 months in America, and then going back to Europe and Britain again and doing a full frontal assault.
I'd just like to add to that if it was at all possible, I will help along and be involved in this, because the project has come along so far.
You won't be paid for this.
Well then, go.
For Channel Mass. Yes.
Some of our albums has been known to be quite depressive, but Nightfall was mostly around death. Doom metal is maybe just a good name, I mean, people always want to categorize you, and maybe it's a good name. Our covers is not full of blood and guts. This is God right here.
I haven't really practiced any occultism, but I'm really interested in it.
Channel Mass is not a satanic band or a religious band. It's just basically stories about good and evil. I can't listen to acid music. I want to kill people in here.
If you take acid, it doesn't matter.
No. Oh no, we don't take drugs, and I haven't been drinking on the whole tour because I wanted to save my voice, because we played almost every night. There's no such thing as going to a concert in Sweden and drink a beer. It's not possible. That's why a lot of people drink before they go to the concerts. That's why a lot of people don't get to see the concerts because they're wasted before even the support act.
I don't know if it is because of us or if it is because of Europe, but now there are a lot of metal bands playing in Sweden.
Talking about Europe, they're old friends of Leif and Lars, I think. And last time we were in London, we went out drinking with them and almost ruined a couple of days of their recording of their new album. Let the good times rock.
Obviously, the question is, there's not many metal bands come out of Sweden over the years.
He's ugly. Much prettier than he is. I got a bigger stomach.
Yeah, I heard he's small. Can I see that? Oh my God.
Who actually has got the biggest in Candlemas?
I didn't show it to anyone. What do you want with it? It smells good. That's good.
Hård och tung.
Let's do this. Go.
Hi there. We are Sons of Angels. Who the is Sons of Angels? We are a Norwegian band with a major label deal at Atlantic, and now we're here.
You are Solly. I'm Lars. And I'm Torstein. I'm playing bass.
I'm the singer.
Keyboard.
Why do we call us
Sons of Angels?
Yeah.
Hey girl, who is rude? Don't watch boys nude. Can play naughty games and naughty it's around. Hot breath, metal road. Tight legs, way too good. To make them sit inside me to the ground.
I come from another planet. It's home for resolution. Children regulation. That's a good song.
Yeah, that's good. Nice.
Yeah, we're going to do a cover of that.
Run wild fantasies, lean back and rock your knees. Keep cool, no one's here, you're finally alone. So good when you're sad, you know love is sad to be.
Norway, there's no rock scene at all. It's pretty hard to be a rock band there because a tour lasts for 2 days. Then you're finished.
And there is just enough people to fill one arena. And we are an arena band. So
So
we
they
have
won't
just
gig.
one place to play. And we have done 2 gigs in 2 years.
How did you get people excited about the band when you came to LA, since, you know, there's probably 30 bands that arrive here every day trying to do the same thing?
Well, we just
yeah.
play the demos actually.
We played the demos. And
Actually, we had 6 songs.
Yeah.
And after 1 week, there were people calling us all the time asking who is this, and they wanted to have a meeting with us, and it moves very quickly.
What do you guys listen to? What are you into?
I listened a lot to my mother until I was 15. And then I stopped listening to her.
Let's have an example of a really good joke.
Norwegian joke?
Norwegian,
You're kidding.
French, Mars, we don't care. Just
Nei, altså det var han typen da, som kom inn i sjappa til alle andre og sa han at skal du gjøre at hvis jeg får pule deg i ræva, så skal du få 50 øre.
That's a good Norwegian joke.
Quite good.
Let's make it a movie. You're gonna play the lead and cruise right up to heaven. But oh no, we are gonna fight.
Hi, I'm
I'm Dr. Lois Lee. I'm the founder and executive director of Children of the Night. Children of the Night is an agency that works with runaway kids who are sexually abused and forced to live on the streets. And we provide them with a 24-hour hotline. We have a street program where we go out on the streets to identify kids, to try and pull kids in from the streets. And we're just about ready to open up a shelter, a 24-bed shelter, where 24 kids, boys and girls, will be able to stay with a classroom, a gymnastics class every day, and our attempts to help mainstream them, help them get jobs, and place them in their own apartments, which we also furnish.
That's when my baby stays. I says around so yonder. That's where my baby stays.
Most of the musicians know. I mean, they also know people who've had hard times, who've been forced to live on the streets. And so it's something that's touched their lives personally.
We've done a celebrity auction, which we did very successfully last weekend, which KNSC helped us on, and we raised almost $40,000 on that. We got $2,500 for Slash's top hat. Went to Hard Rock Cafe.
most audiences in fundraising. I think that this group has been aware that there's a problem with young people in the community. And I think everybody today has a friend who's been sexually abused or thrown out of their home or beaten by their parents and don't have alternatives. So I think they're very much in touch with it.
Anyone that would want to donate money to you, you take donations through the mail throughout the year?
Yes, we do.
Is there an address people can write into?
Yes, probably the best place to write would be Post Office Box 4343, Hollywood, California, 90078, and all checks should be written to Children of the Night.
I'm Dana Strum.
Hi, I'm Blas Elias. Hi, I'm Mark Slaughter.
And I'm Tim Kelly.
And we're Slaughter.
Tim, I'd like to find out about your video for the song Up All Night.
Well, let's see.
Thank you. Anyway, cutting back to... It's a party song.
Stay up all night.
Stay up all night. I mean, how many people out there having their parents tell them, you know, they're probably watching Hard and Heavy right now because their parents said being at noon and being at midnight and all this bullshit. And, you know, you put up on noon the next day, and then you put up a stick up against your door, crank the stereo and leap out the window and come home and your mom thinks you're sleeping there, you know, smoking dope where it's safe. Did your mom ever tell you that stuff? Yeah.
If you're gonna drink and you're gonna smoke cigarettes, at least do it in the presence of my own house.
It was banned there because there were crotch shots.
Butt shots and breast shots.
There was, you know, girls have to shave certain areas down there to do that, and they thought that it was shaving a little too much. So they
We didn't
banned
think so,
that,
though.
and we actually shaved it. No, they banned that, and then there's some breast shots where it's a little bit dangly and loose, and I'm no example, but...
She's touching her breast, though.
Yeah, there's like a massaging kind of thing, a little hardening of the nipple. You see some of the rap videos and a lot of the black videos, and man, they've got, you know, white girls doing nasty things, and you know,
Playing with yourself, literally.
Yeah, I mean, literally like stroking themselves. And if you end up a hard rock band puts a girl with her legs not even apart, just like together with it, like the bottom of her legs apart, you know, and it's like her legs are spread gapingly wide open, you know, and you're like gaping.
I call it heavy metal censoring, you know? We like to have fun, you know, we like to talk shit and fuck around and get perverted and disgusting and ridicule girls and, you know, do all those things that guys do. You know, we're all basically just a bunch of fun,
Grammar school
disgusting rocker guys, you know?
It's not about having a tattoo or not having a tattoo. Tattooed Millionaire is just like a whole area that I just see as like a big festering like open sewer on the whole of mankind, you know, in terms of music, because it's the whole vibe about that scene is it's nothing to do with music. It's nothing to do with being real and being like, you know, being like, it's to do with some bullshit attitude that's down to, you know, yeah, we want to be like, you know, we want to ride around in limos and do all the garbage, and we want to get chicks, man, you know, which, I mean, I've seen the archetypal tattooed millionaires screwing some chick outside a tour bus, you know, on the sidewalk, you know. Well, that's great, you know. I mean, you can argue that, you know, she's a silly old for letting it be done to her, but at the same time, you know, I mean, what's this guy trying to prove? You know, that's not even setting a good example to yourself. It's just like garbage. I don't respect that.
The only thing I can say right now is I'm getting ready to start a solo record. And Wasp as a band are still an entity. But for contractual reasons, I have to do what I'm doing right now. It was built into the contract from day one that I would do a solo record before our contract was up. We have one more band record to do before our contract is finished with Capitol.
I gotta tell you something. Ever since I was a little boy, I've had one thing on my mind. Women. And I love everything about them. The way they look, the way they smell, the way they feel. Well, this is a story about obsession. Obsession in the purest sense. That's how I got the name.
Wasp was hard enough to deal with. You know, it's like I often told people, it's like being married, but it's like being married to Sybil. You know, I mean, you don't know what you're going to deal with from day to day. When you look back on what you do in your career, a lot of times the early days are the ones that really stick out in your mind the most. And you say to yourself, why can't everything be like that? Well, hey, you know, everybody moves on, and your lives become segregated to the point where you don't even go out socially anymore, and you miss all that. Go buy those videos, but that was a definite stage in our career, and we will never do that again. And it was great while it lasted, but you can't go out and do a steady diet of something you just don't want to do anymore. People that when they bought the first record, they were listening with their eyes and not their ears. I mean, there was okay songs in that first record, but not near the degree of what there was in the second one. And it's not even in the same league as what Headless was, but that we needed to do a record that, like I said, was so far superior to anything we had done before to finally break that link in people's minds.
Some fallen angel, it come to me.
Pete Townsend did a thing in The Kids Are All Right, where he's talking to the band and he goes, we must make a decision. We have reached a crossroads in our career. Shall we remain a circus and go on and smash everything up and all that, and just go on the way we are? Or shall we become known for what we are, which is really doing quality material? Well, that's the point that we got to. The difference is that we arrived at that point very early on.
Can you see the reality, mama? Whoa, mama. Can you see? Can you see? Can you see the real me? Can you see? Can you see the real me? The real me? The real me?
Wasp being very much locked into what it doesn't enable me to do everything that I want to do. I mean, in some ways, I'll be frank with you, I mean, it's gotten me where I am, but it's also been a ball and chain around my neck at the same time. I'm looking forward to what I'm going to do, but we'll have this conversation a year from now, and I'll tell you whether it's been good or not.
It's from the blues, it's from the great tradition of English rock bands with a capital E, following hopefully in the footsteps of bands like Led Zeppelin, Free, Bad Company, The Who. We like to think that what makes us sound so English is the fact that it's a little bit rough around the edges sometimes, but it's all more exciting for that reason. For English bands to go out and get a deal. It's easy for us, it's quite easy for us. We actually had a deal before we had a band, truth be known. Because I think
we made an album before we got together.
We had a lot of.
It's true. We love it.
We actually made the demo tape. We had some good songs before we actually could play. I'm going on. When you ring it, she says, "Hello, big boy. I've got a big shiny 12-inch black one by Thunder."
I'm Phil Lacco.
And I'm Sean Carmody from Law & Order.
Yeah, and we're in LA now.
It's too early, too.
Growing up on the streets in New York is a whole different world. I mean, when I was a kid, most of my friends had died before I was like 18, and I thought that happened to everyone. I thought that was, commonplace. It wasn't until I got out of New York that I realized that things are different. So there's a certain kind of like survival that's there, and a certain reality that's always present in New York. And that's kind of what we draw, because what we write about is always our surroundings and what affects us. And that's where we draw from. There's one incident, which actually we wrote a song about, Downtown Suicide, which is about the pressures of New York and how they can get to you, and either, they can eat you up alive, actually. And we were outside a club we all hung out in, and we saw this guy jump off a roof. And it just got to us, like how, that city can eat you up alive, so we wrote the song Downtown Suicide. We did an album of 14 songs. Now, they only pay you for 10 songs, The reason they do this is so, they want to milk you, I mean, if you do 14 songs, that's 4 songs they could get put on the next album.
We're actually posing a question. It's like, why does it take for you to lose one life before you can value and appreciate the value of life? You lose one person close to you, and all of a sudden it's like, my God, how can there be a God who lets these things happen? But it's not the money we're interested in, you know? I mean, we're lucky to have an opportunity to do what we want to do, and that's more than most people can say.
Me, our audience is the most important thing in the world because they're the ones who got me here. That's why I'm in London, is because of them buying our record. You know, I had so much going for me before I got into trouble, and a lot of our fans stuck with us through the whole thing. You know, they knew what was wrong with me, they knew what was wrong with the band, and they stuck with us. And right now, that's the most important thing to me, is paying them back for their dedication and their loyalty. Money doesn't mean shit to me. When you start playing for the money, the dollar sign gets in between you and your fans, and that's a barrier. And I don't think that's cool. I don't think it's fair. I think the best thing in between you and your audience is sound waves. Sex Pistols song we did, Anarchy. I'd have Johnny Rotten sing, and since Johnny hates me because I sing better than him, he figured that we'd get Steve Jones to play guitar. And he comes riding in and he goes, I want $100 and some suction. And I'll leave it to you to figure that one out. And I went, suction? I ain't gonna do that. I'll give you $1,000 in a phone book. Politics to me is a write-off. It's something that these jerks do to make themselves look good. You get half these guys have so much mud on them, it's ridiculous. You know, the dirt and dirty laundry and stuff like that. You know, I know Noriega's going to get away because they're going to find out that President Bush was in on the CIA. You know, they were sending weapons there, bringing back dope. You know, I mean, what the f*** is that? You know, that's our government, sending nuclear stuff and bringing back more poison. You know, you got to go in both ways. Me be a politician in the United States. That, you know, I think I would help the poor out a lot. I would get rid of a lot of the housing problems, because the homeless is a tragedy, you know. I mean, you figure about the mentality of the people that are homeless, you know, they're not all illiterate. A lot of them have just had a bad break, you know. A lot of the whole reason people are homeless is because of substance abuse. And they get into that predicament because things happen in their personal life. And it just consumes you whole, you know. It almost killed me. I won. A lot of people don't get that chance. They don't have the tools or the availability or the ammunition to win. I think that, you know, if I was a politician, I would definitely make schooling a priority. Because, I mean, if you don't have any education, you're unarmed. And as far as battles of wits go, everybody I go into combat with is unarmed. Half the people I talk to are so stupid, it's ridiculous.
No one Mr. Nice Guy.
Approached by SBK to do it because they were doing it for a movie called Shocker, which is a Wes Craven flick. They had said that Alice Cooper wanted me to do it. Alice is my godfather. He had adopted me when he found out that I was straightening my act up. They use footage from the movie in our video. They also use footage of a simulated life of myself. They have some little brat riding around on a trike that has a shirt that says Little Dave on it that looks like me. It's not me. MTV in the United States banned it because they don't like my performance in the electric chair. You know, they said that okay, first off, it gets rated number 5 called in. You know, on the listener lines, they call in, it's number 5, and then they take it off. You know, I mean, that's what I would do if I had a video show. I'd take all the ones that they requested off, so that, you know, dude, what a stupid ass move.
Hello, you little trashers. I'm Alice Cooper, and we're on the fabulously lavish set of my new video, Only My Heart Talking, for our new American tour of Alice Trashes America.
Be bold, be brilliant, be beautiful.
A 3-minute video is really a commercial for your song. I think we get away with murder about, you know, what we get to do with it, you know, and I think that a lot of people out there, I think what you really want in a video is a guy that can direct a Diet Coke commercial rather than a guy that can direct a 4-hour epic, because he can tell the story in 3 minutes.
Anybody's dream can fall apart. Anybody's basket bread. Couldn't tell you how I wanted you. And nothing made you understand. I never said the words out loud. If I couldn't get them straight. Say there's only one more chance. All you want to play. It's only my heart talking. Yeah.
I would look down and see our audience was basically 16 to 25-year-old guys in black leather that wanted to get blood all over them, which is great. You know, I understand that. That's sort of a ritual, you know, with us. Not satanic, but it's certainly a ritual. And those are the people that actually go see Friday the 13th, and they go to see all the horror movies that I go to see. So we had a built-in audience with that. But that's always been a part of Alice, and that will be a part of this show. It won't be the major thrust in this show. 70% of this show is pretty much straight-ahead rock and roll right in your face. You know, going from 1970s Alice all the way to 1990s Alice. So we're doing Muscle of Love and songs like that that are literally no theatrics, just rock and roll. And then for 30 minutes in the show, we take the audience into Alice's Nightmare, where we get to be a lot more theatrical. So, you know, anybody that comes to see the show will get a combination of really sort of the spectrum of Alice Cooper. Alice is actually, I think, we're writing better songs now. I mean, we did a whole series of albums there for a while that were pretty underground Alice albums, from Dada to Zipper Catches Skin, and they were sort of a lot of fun for me. But at the time, I was totally alcoholic, and I was sort of entertaining myself. I look back at some of the lyrics, and I mean, I can understand where they came from, but I could see where it didn't have any mass appeal at all.
Every time I'm so afraid.
some of the interviewers that I talked to before that I didn't like what they wrote, so they got embedded in here. She was from People magazine. Every one of these turn around. The show actually changes its personality 3 times. You see this for the beginning of the show, which is a very hard rock thing. Then all of these pillars turn around during the nightmare segment, and the audience, suddenly is involved in an entire nightmare, and they don't know where it came from because it goes black before they turn. So when the lights come back up, they're in a whole different visual thing here.